Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein. And
I'm Becky, store manager at the Modern Skein.
So, everybody loved last week's episode, so we thought we would do it again, which is great for me because I feel like I'll have a lot less pressure on giving you finished objects every week. Because guess what? I don't have any. Big surprise. But I do have a new cast-on, and I will show you some more potential cast-ons as we're going to go on a little road trip tomorrow. And so, of course, have to cast on a road trip knit project.
Yeah.
Because you have to. So, since you have the finished object and you are wearing a finished object, why don't we take it away?
I've got two finished objects, and I think they were both the ones that I showed last time, actually. I finished my Rune sweater.
It looks so good.
I'm going to attempt to stand here. So it's just a raglan, loose fitting, and nice cuffs. This is a test knit for Dragon Hoard yarn, and I love it. I think it might be my favorite sweater that I've really made so far. It's just loose and super soft.
It's a nice shape too, because sometimes raglans, they're super deep, or they're tight.
Yeah, and because it's meant to be like oversized, I think you kind of that raglan shaping just works.
It does. And I like the detail on the cuffs.
Yes.
Makes it fun. And if you're maybe wanting, because this will come out, what do you think?
The end, I think July 1 is when she said it'll come out.
So if you are maybe wanting, you've done maybe like a colorwork hat before, or you've done a little bit of colorwork and you want to try a sweater, but you don't want all over colorwork or starting right off the bat with tons of colorwork, this would be a great one.
And it's a short circumference too. I think we were talking the other day, I can't recall who it was in the shop, but we were talking about you could even just do half of this chart. Stop midway through and just have part of it. And it'd be fine.
You could honestly even get away with doing one sleeve and be like, nope, I'm not going to do the other one. And it wouldn't look that weird. It really wouldn't. It would look kind of cute. It would look
like just like a weird, like a fun bracelet detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm kind of in love with the Moondrake yarn. I love her sport weight now.
Yes. Her sport weight's really good. So definitely look for more of that coming in the fall because, Rachel, if you're watching this, we're going to be on your list for sure. Because that sport section is getting a little thin. Yeah. For sure.
It's a petite
it's very
section
petite
right now.
Yes. But we do have some and even the few sweater quantities. So if you're wanting to snag something right away, we can definitely help you out in that area. Well, I'll go ahead and go again, even though it's not finished. But what should I do? Should I do that or that? You haven't seen this one yet.
I think that one.
I cast this on after the last podcast, obviously, but maybe a week or so ago now. Not entirely remembering when exactly I cast this on, but this, ta-da, is the start of the Suriously Holey wrap by Stephen West. So he has two Suriously Holey shawls. One is your kind of traditional crescent shape, and then this one was just published. I have a pair of shoes in here. Forgot. In Laine issue 11, which we still have a few copies. So this is the wrap version. So it's a rectangular shaped shawl, and the reason I chose it because I didn't want to have to increase to 1 billion stitches. I wanted something that was going to just stay the same. Yeah. I think this keeps around 125 stitches. I mean, you do some increases and decreases, obviously, to give you this kind of almost a feather fan style. It is all brioche, by the way. So if you're not a brioche lover, this is not going to be the one for you, for sure. But if you do love brioche, like I do, this is great. So this is the front side, or I suppose it's the right side. And then this is the wrong side. And I am doing it like the pattern says and using a Suri for my contrast. So this is the Suri. This is Qing FIbres Melted Baby Suri in the Aflame color. And then my main color, this is Hedgehog FIbres Sock in the Pheasant colorway. So the pattern, if I do it to length, which I'm planning on doing, calls for 2 skeins of your fingering weight. And then because of its smaller size, you need 4 of the contrast color. Now you do not have to use Suri if you don't want a fuzzy fabric. You could easily do this in 2 contrasting sock weights. You could even do it in a sock and a sport, or a sock and a mohair held double if you wanted to. Definitely some options. You could also use Red Stag Fibre Suri. You could hold it double, or you could just not, because it's kind of in between. It's still a lace weight, but it's thinner than the Melted Baby Suri, which is more of a sport weight, sport to DK kind of. But it's just a little bit thicker than the ultra lace weight Kid Silk Mohair. So kind of have some options there.
You know,
on what
you
you
could go for another kind of alpaca and use the blue sky, that sport weight alpaca, and use nice solid tones, but that would be gorgeous.
That would be. So that's the Blue Sky Alpaca Baby, or I guess it's Blue Sky Fibres Baby Alpaca Sport.
Yes.
We have that. If you're looking on the website, that's what it, or in here. That comes in some really pretty, rich, kind of solid colors, and it has a halo, not like this. It's not a brushed out Suri, but it is an alpaca, and it does have some gorgeous, gorgeous halo to it. So that would be gorgeous. How many times can I say gorgeous? a lot. Few more. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I have not had enough coffee today. I've only had 1 cup and pre-workout, which has like 150 milligrams of caffeine. So, but I burned that out during the workout. That's what I always say. So yes, the baby alpaca would be a great option. You could even do this if you wanted to. You could do this out of something like Duo. Or Dapple, where you have a blend of wool and cotton. I wouldn't recommend doing it 100% plant-based, only because brioche, in my opinion, you need a little bit of that bounce and memory that a wool or an animal fiber will give you. But you could easily use something like the Dapple or the Duo to give you a little bit more lightweight, cottony kind of feel if you're wanting it. Especially, for our weather. I mean, am I going to use this week? No. It's pushing 100 degrees outside. So, no. I will be knitting this in air conditioning 100%. If we go outside, I will not be knitting on this because, no. I don't want to give myself heat stroke. But, lots of options. And again, you could also do the crescent shape version if you don't like a rectangular shape shawl. I think the yardages are right about the same, honestly. I think it's 2 and 4 if you did the original Suri. So check it out. It's by Stephen West. Right now, the wrap is only available in the Laine magazine. The crescent shape is available as a separate Ravelry download. I know for a fact that they will be available as separate Ravelry downloads, but typically the pattern rights don't go back to the designer until the following issue has been released. So it probably won't be until sometime late fall, winter. Why don't you show us your other finished object?
All right, since you mentioned Duo as well, this one is out of Duo, and I hope y'all will pardon my ends because they're
it's my podcast, so they should be used to it.
So this is my finished tie tank by Hannah Singleton, another test knit. Also, I believe releasing either at the very end of this month or very early July. So Yeah, I need to make some adjustments so that it fits me a little bit better. But essentially, this is actually the front of it, and then this is kind of a backless tank with 2 long straps that you can tie up in a cute bow, kind of in your low to mid back. Yeah, just kind of a real simple. I wanted to go neutral, which clearly I don't normally do. But I'm hoping that if I do a little extra seaming, it'll fit my body just a little bit better. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think this could be seamed up just a little bit more.
Yeah. Hopefully. Right now I kind of have wings. I have fabric wings. But
the only other thing I could think of is potentially knitting a couple little skinny I-cords and kind of doing a second tie to tighten it up.
That would be cute.
That would
actually.
be cute. Yeah, because you wouldn't need to do it as thick as those. You could just do a real thin I-cord. That could be cool. I know I did something kind of like that with my May sweater because it was like a deep V in the front and a deep V in the back, and it kept falling off my shoulders, which is cute, but sometimes you don't want it to fall off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And so I just knit a little I-cord and tied it onto each, or grafted it onto each side of the back, and then tied a little knot so I can tie it up and keep it on my shoulders or loosen it out and let it drop. So if you have a neckline issue and you don't want to or can't re-knit the neckline for whatever reason, that's always a little option that you could do. Okay, so like I said, we are going on a trip, a little road trip, Josh and I, to see some friends that we have not seen in 5 years. And of course, road trip means, or any trip means, new cast on and take 5,000 projects, it seems, because I will have tons of knitting time. I mean, I will, but I probably won't be this ambitious. But I'm still going to show you everything I'm taking. So for one, I am going to take this to hopefully finish. Probably won't happen, but it's the thought that counts. So this is my Boho Blush by Andrea Mowry. I'm pretty sure it's the same spot you saw it last time, but this is knit out of Farmer's Daughter Fibre, Foxy Lady, and the colorway is, can I remember it? Walk in the Steel. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. It is a little bit of one color brioche right up in here. There's only 6 rows. And then some feather and fan, some garter, repeat, the brioche. I have another garter section, another feather fan, and I think more garter, and maybe the last thing of brioche, and then fringe. So I don't really have that much. I'm on, I think, section 7 out of 11, I think. But you increase 2 or 4 stitches every single row, not every other row. So there's a lot of stitches on here, and it's a rapid crescent. So lots and lots of stitches happening. So I'm taking this to hopefully be ambitious. I at least want to finish out this ball if I don't finish the whole thing. I think that would be some good progress.
Yeah, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
You can do that for sure.
I think that's a manageable goal. They say to make smart goals, so that's a smart goal. Then, of course, I'm taking the wrap that I showed you, and that I do think I'll probably finish. Because I've been knitting on that almost every single night. At least one, or almost a whole repeat to where I get to do the big yarn over again. Here's an extra cord.
Bonus.
You never know what you're going to find in my project bags. Yeah, you just don't. So this, I will have to spend a few minutes figuring out exactly where I left off. But I cast on a while back when we got our Hedgehog Tweety in. I cast on Winter's Beach, and I did the ribbing. And I'm clearly in the first row of the pattern because I'm pretty sure, maybe not. Maybe I still have to go with more ribbing because this is all in pattern. I have my stitch markers in place for the different panels. It's in the middle of a row, which is why it's not flat. But it looks so good. So I'm taking this pattern. This would be more of a, it could be car knitting or like early morning knitting, because I'm probably going to be the first person up anyway, and just knit with some coffee in the morning kind of project. So I'm going to take this plus, I'll be ambitious, one extra ball of Noir and see how far I get along in that. And then last but not least, if you watch our Instagram lives, I showed kits for Maritimo a couple lives ago with the new less traveled yarn. And this was one of the combos. And then we had a person looking at it, and we just about packed it up, and they went to a different direction, and it was still sitting out. And I'm like, I have to do it. It's just so perfect. So Caitlin Hunter has these 4 t-shirts in what she calls her Nittily series. It's Tegna, Navali, Missurina, and Maritimo. And they're all named after cities. They're not all actually in Italy, she figured out. But anyway, that's what it's named. And so I picked this combination. So it's
so good.
Yes. So as you can see, it's 3 colors. This is going to be what she used kind of as a black, my edges there. So this is just a mini skein. This is Plump by Hedgehog Fibre. And then this will be my main body color. This is Alchemy of Herbs. It's like neutral, summery, but still fun pops of like purple and burgundy and orange, but not too bright and crazy. And then this is Desert Marigold, which is a very soft kind of butter color. And this will be where the feather fan design is. So we'll see if next episode there is a finished object. It's totally plausible that I actually finish this shirt on the trip. It would be, because it's like 7 hours drive up and back. Plus then knitting time. We're going to go to like an aquarium one day. So I will walk and knit. I'm making sure that I take my shoulder strap for this bag so I can walk and knit at the same time. So yeah, that's what I'm taking. Yes, it's slightly ambitious, but it's okay. I'd rather have too many things to knit on than run out. Yeah. Because that I feel is the worst. Yes, I have already looked up and found a yarn shop it's like 40 miles away, so it's not too terrible, but it's not like it's just 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So if there's an emergency, it's okay. Knitting emergency. Actually, it wasn't really a knitting emergency, but when was this? This wasn't our honeymoon, but on our first anniversary trip, we ended up going to like 3 different knit stores because this one project I did bring more than one, but the needles went missing on the airplane. Like, I think they fell out of the bag, and I just didn't realize it. And so Josh was nice enough. We went on the hunt for yarn shops and then ended up getting, filling the carry-on with yarn and other things besides just needles, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now that you finished?
Now that I finished both of my tests, I had kind of been waiting to cast this on until I had both done as kind of a reward. But I have just started my lava lake. It's cute and little right now, and it's not going to stay that way.
No, it gets very big.
Yeah, but
it's so pretty.
This is my first corner. I was able to pull 2 skeins out of stash, and then 3 skeins I got from the Madelinetosh mobile when it was here. So I'm very excited to put this together and then stash it away for months until it's cool enough to wear it.
Well, yeah. I mean, or we can just crank down the AC like we did this morning.
Yeah.
And she's not dying in that sweater.
Exactly. I'm not staying in this sweater all day. This is a podcast special. But yeah, working on that guy.
Super cute.
So.
It's a fun pattern lava lake. I did it last year, I guess not too long after it came out. It's one of those where it's an easy to memorize pattern repeat.
Yeah.
But it's also not the same thing over and over again and you're going to get bored, you know?
Yeah. I love the texture of like the garter. But I've done like a couple things where it's just massive stitch counts of just garter, and by the end of it I'm so over it.
Yeah.
And I'm not enjoying it anymore. But I mean, mind you, it's still small, but like it's changing regularly and the color is going to change, which I think is going to help for me at least.
Definitely. I've only had one person in here that has started it and not yet finished it, but they haven't like given up or ripped it out. I think it's more of they picked some colors that they personally didn't like because this was going to be knitted for a friend.
It's hard sometimes.
It is hard, you know, especially I would say there's a fine line between knitting something that you want to wear and will wear, and then knitting something that you want to knit, especially if you, because there's, you know, they say there's two kinds of knitters. There's the process knitter and the project knitter. Process knitter doesn't really care about the finished product at the end. They just want to knit and the experience knitting. Those are the people that you see that constantly give away their knits because they don't really care so much about the finished object. They're like, yay, that was fun, but they had more fun knitting it and seeing the colors happen or the cables or whatever it is. And then you have the product knitters who want that finished object at the end, even if they are maybe not really loving the knitting process. They want to hurry up and get to the end and wear the sweater or wear the hat or whatever that thing is. I know for me, I'm a little bit of both, so it's kind of hard sometimes. Like, if you know, what I like to wear is blue, white, brown, and black. That's pretty much what I wear. I don't wear pink. I don't wear bright colors. Except in the summer, I will wear some like corals and stuff like that. But very rarely do I wear colorful things. So when I saw the Suriously Holey wrap, I was like, I need something that's going to keep my attention and be happy to knit on. Just so happens, it's like vibrant pink and orange.
Yeah, it is.
It's very, very bright. It probably is not coming across on the podcast how vivid and bright these colors are. But if you look at my lava lake, it's almost the same thing. I have this thing apparently in the summer of knitting orange and pink in the summer.
Your lava lake is really the opposite of the colors that you would normally pick. It's that peachy, beautiful orange all the way into a deep pink. You can see the tail of it from here.
There it is. It's like, where'd it go? Yeah, so this is, you know, not my colors. Yeah. But this was a blast to knit, and I loved it. And actually, this is Pheasant right here.
This is the same color you're using now.
Yeah. And this is kind of similar to the Aflame, just with a little more color speckles. But I just love knitting these kind of colors. Now, besides me holding this for a picture, I don't think I've ever actually worn it because these aren't my colors to wear. But I enjoy knitting them. Same with this. And this. And apparently this. Apparently there's a lot of pink and purple. But, you know, I had fun knitting it, and I just get the bonus of being able to use it as a store sample.
Yes.
But, you know, before, before I had the shop, I did give away, as gifts, Christmas gifts and stuff, a lot of things because I wasn't always going to wear them, but I enjoyed knitting it. So I don't really remember why I started talking about this. I really don't. But fun fact for you. Yeah. It's okay to either knit what some people would consider to be a boring thing if you know you're going to love it and wear it. Yep. Like if you look over there on my wearable section, there's an entire rack of cream and gray. But those are the sweaters that I like to wear.
Yes.
There's a few colorful ones that I hardly ever wear. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to, because some people are like, well, I always knit, everything I knit is blue. Well, if you like it and you wear it, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
But also if you want to try something neon just because that looks super fun to knit with, that's also okay.
Yep.
So
and we'll be here in the background saying, do
it. Yes. We love it when we see all the fun, super colorful things and putting together colors. I mean, I know I personally love putting together colors for people. So
yeah.
Don't ever be afraid to ask for help putting together colors. If you're local or even if you're not local, you can send us pictures of maybe some stash stuff that you are looking to find something to pair with it. Locals, obviously, you can bring in your yarn and we can help figure out patterns for it and all that fun stuff. We just want to see you happy and knitting and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. And then on the other end of that, we also really love seeing, I think we said this last time actually, we love seeing what you make out of it.
Yes, for sure. Many times we'll be like packing up an order and we're like, wonder what this would be, especially if it's not like something that we've posted about or
I think I wrote it on a couple of little cards yesterday of like, we'd love to see what you make because I'm just so curious.
Yes, because, we do almost cast on all the things, but we try and hold back. We'll have a little restraint. It's not easy, that's for sure. Like, I posted yesterday that ice cream social, I can't talk this morning, ice cream social shawl with kind of the neutral color and then the 6 pops of minis. I'm staring at the pile right now.
Yep.
It's so fun, but I'm like, I really don't need to cast that on, but I kind of want to because minis, there's just something fun about minis.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. I mean, look at the little ball that this mini made. It's so cute. I love it. So, that's what I'm knitting on. We did get a few new things into the shop. Of course, we have our less traveled yarn in, and that is all on the website. You can browse around. And then we just got in last night some, just blanked, I'm literally staring at it, ball winders and swifts. I have no idea why that happened. But yes, we just got in some mango wood ball winders and mango wood swifts. It's not something that we have typically carried a lot of in the past, but we were able to get some really nice quality ones actually made by the same people who bring you the Likey needles. So they are Likey brand ball winders and swifts. So if you are in the market, I have just a small amount, but those will be going on the website later today. And then we also got in a little restock of Scout by Kelborn Woolens. We got in the 5, I think it is.
Yeah.
5 new colors. And they are really pretty. Mm-hmm. So sweater quantities of each, unless Becky buys out all of one color, which is entirely possible.
It's so tempting. But I mean, honestly, there's also... jumping out of my normal box, there's that neutral brown that kind of has...
You should just go bring them. Go grab them.
I'll be right back. Yes. I'm also going to grab some of the unicorns because I have to. Yes.
So what she says by unicorns, no, we're not actually carrying like live baby unicorns. But Kelborn Woolens makes their yarn called Germantown, which is a great workhorse yarn. Worsted weight, It's super soft. It's all North American wool. It's really great. Great for Afghans, baby items, things like that. But unicorns is what happens when the mill is switching out the colors that they're spinning up. And what happens is the colors get mixed, and so you get these really fun marled skeins. And they decided there was potentially a market for people buying these. Like, this one's super subtle, but it's so pretty.
Subtle.
Where they're like marled together. See, it's really easy to see that one.
The good unicorn on there. That made me smile real big.
Yes. But these are super fun to throw in your project because, you kind of have that almost hand-spun kind of look to it.
Yeah.
And just blending of the colors. So every time they offer unicorns, it's different color combinations. So when they're gone, they're gone. It's not something that they repeat because they switch out the order all the time. Yeah. So this one, which is the most subtle, barely see it. This is the colorway Emerald and Myrtle blended together. Then this one is the Old Blue with Honey. Really pretty. Mm-hmm. This is Jade and Sage. I love that one. Very tonal. Mm-hmm. So, like, you could use these and mix it with some earth self-striping and make a really pretty courage shawl if you haven't done one already. This is rhododendron and Persian red. And last but not least, this is salmon and peacock. This is the most fun one, I think.
Yeah.
But this would also be great for, like, a weekender sweater. Because then you could have some fun with it, but it's not like speckled yarn or anything like that. Especially if you picked something kind of more on the subtle side. That'd be really pretty.
On that Andrea Mowry vein, you could also use those and do her night shift.
Ooh.
It would be gorgeous for that.
Actually.
So you get that bright with all the other ones. The green would pop, even though it's subtle with the two together.
Can I hold them all together?
Yes, you can.
Yes, okay. Somebody, you need to go buy these off of our website.
Please.
And knit a night shift. Please? Because that would be so good. I'll have to double check yardage. I think most you would just need one skein for. There might be one color that you would need two.
Yeah.
But we would have plenty for you to do that. That would be gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay.
And then we got these 5 new beauties.
Yes. Perfect for fall.
Oh,
hair.
Excellent. Probably for me.
Or me. Either one of us. So this is Scout, so DK weight. This is, what are they calling this? Wisteria heather. So this is like almost a blue plum with a hint of a brown underneath it. A very neutral. It's not in your face purple. It's not like the plum purple at all, which is like a really kind of heavy purple.
Yeah.
This is really like light and neutral. And like I said, kind of a brownish undertone. But the heathered, I don't know if you can really see it. You can really see the little heatheriness in there. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Then
this is the one that I love.
This one is the Ocean Heather. This is real pretty because they haven't had a teal quite like this. They have the bright teal, and then the softer blue, but this one is just gorgeous.
It's a great middle ground. Clearly, I love teal.
She also knit a dress in teal, Nocturne, by...
it's like a really, And then it was like dark blue dress, and then like there was like blue stow, like bright
blue stow,
up here.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really cute. But has she knit Nocturne, the colorway Nocturne again?
Ooh. I think I still have like most of a skein left in my stash, so I will. Eventually. And then there's Autumn Heather, which is the other one that is outside of my box.
But it's got so pretty.
Lots of, I don't know if that's going to come through.
It's kind of coming through.
But
it's got like orange and pink.
It's like all of the colors of fall in this brown.
It's like, that perfect autumn leaf with all the colors. crunched up into a skein of yarn.
That's what this is. Mm-hmm. And I think it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really unique how it's able to have all of these colors in there. Really, I mean, if you really look at it, there's like every color in here. There's even some blue.
It's a rainbow within brown.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it,
but it doesn't look muddy or icky.
No.
It looks really pretty because it kind of reads just like a mossy green from a distance.
Uh-huh.
Gorgeous.
And then we have Stone Heather.
I love that one.
Which is just a good neutral kind of gray-brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that's a nice mix of gray and brown because they have the really nice gray line already, but they didn't really have a brown. So this is a nice kind of medium-toned gray-brown, almost like a dark taupe kind of a color.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
And ending on Chestnut Heather, which is a really deep, dark chocolate brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
really rich.
Dark chocolate, truffle yumminess.
Ooh, yes.
Definitely great. This would pair great with oatmeal for like a high contrast sweater or natural.
Yeah. I mean, you could even take those couple plus these two and do some crazy colorwork project, and it would be gorgeous.
They would all be perfect for a soldotna crop. Because you don't have to do the soldotna in a speckled yarn. You could do it in more of like heather tonals like this, and that would look really, really pretty.
It'd be gorgeous, yeah. Do some of those neutrals and add in one pop.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty.
Very pretty. You could even bring in the autumn.
Yeah.
Kind of neutral, but still popping. Well, I think that is all we have for you guys today. Shop will be functioning as usual while I'm gone. Becky will be taking care of everything.
I'm here.
Yes. And the normal sit and knit times, all that fun stuff. Normal live videos are going to be going via Becky. So get ready for your weekly weather report.
I've been told that this is a requirement of me. So,
I mean, it seems like I can't start the podcast without saying what the weather is. So I feel like, not podcast, the live video. We don't talk about the weather on here typically.
No. Beautiful blue skies. Sunny. Started off cool this morning.
Yeah.
There you go. That was my warm-up from Friday.
It's going to be really hot today. I'm glad I did my workout this morning because I don't want to do the 1.5 mile run that we had to do at CrossFit, which is disgusting, in the 100-degree heat.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, thanks so much for tuning in. We really hope you're enjoying the new tag team on the podcast. It certainly makes it a little bit more fun and not as boring for me, that's for sure. And we have more content, I feel like. So I think it's a win-win. So I do look really tan, though. I only laid out for like 20 minutes on Sunday. It was just too hot. Anyway, thanks so much. Clearly, we've run out of content, so it's going downhill. So anyway, we'll wrap it up. I've said thank you so much already.
So I'll say it. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will see you in 2 weeks, probably. Give us a little time to get some knitting done. Maybe in a week, but yeah. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.